Bee Swarm Simulator is a tough game, so today I'm going to be giving you guys a complete progression guide all the way from early game to end game. And to make it a bit easier for you guys to follow along, I'll be walking you through it on a fresh new test realm account. So starting off, of course, you're in Bee Swarm, and the first part of this progression guide literally could not be more simple. Your goal is obviously to get 25 bees. If you don't have 25 bees yet, you don't exactly need too much of a guide. Your first goal is basically just to unlock the mountaintop shop. You don't actually have to have a full gifted hive like I'm about to have. I'm just trying to get 25 bees right now. However, even if you have less than 25 bees, it's still important to pay attention to this guide because there are a lot of tips that will come in really handy. Starting off, of course, with the first thing you're actually going to buy when you unlock the 25 bee zone. So here you are, you've got your hive, you're finally walking into the 25 bee zone for the first time, and your very first goal is to get 3 items. You're going to want to get the Mondo belt bag, the beekeeper's mask, and finally the beekeeper's boots. There's no real specific order you need these in, although the beekeeper's boots are really nice to get because they really increase your movement speed, and it's straight up handy. Now, once you do manage to get these 3 pieces of gear, that's when you're going to move on to actually buying the hive slots. I know you just unlocked the 25 bee zone, but you got to hold off on buying hive slots until you have those 3 pieces of gear. Then what you're going to want to do is in your bee swarm progression, you're going to want to keep buying your hive slots until it costs 152 million to buy your next hive slot, because at that point it will actually be more worth it to buy the porcelain dipper. If you want a specific number, you basically buy until you have 33 bees. Also, side note, as for like the glider here, this isn't really part of the progression guide, but you can just buy this whenever. I'd recommend buying this somewhere in between buying hive slots, but don't buy it too early because 5 million is still a lot. But once again, once your hive slots cost 152 million, that's when you're actually going to buy the porcelain dipper for the first time. After which you'll keep buying hive slots, and by that I mean you're really just going to buy 1 or 2 more, because that will actually get you to 35 hive slots. You don't need 35 hive slots for this next part, but I know some of you guys prefer it just because unlocking spirit bear is always nice. But once you actually have your 34th or 35th hive slot, this is officially the point where you're going to want to buy a better backpack. And by a better backpack, I mean the porcelain Porto hive. It's 250 million, so it's kind of expensive, but well worth it. Before you actually get the porcelain Porto hive, I'm assuming you're already going to have maybe the regular Porto hive or the red and blue ones from the HQs. It's up to you. But at this point into your progression, you'll have the full Mondo gear as well as 35 bees or 34 bees, up to you. But this is genuinely where things start to get real, because now we enter the ace shop. Now, after you buy the porcelain Porto hive is when you do want to start going for the honey mask. But also keep in mind, you should only be buying the honey mask if you don't macro, because yes, this is also the stage in the game where macroing becomes actually pretty useful. So you do for sure want to go for the cobalt guard, and if you don't macro, you want to buy both the honeycomb belt and the honey mask. If you can macro, on the other hand, you don't want to buy the belt at all, and you're actually going to want to buy the bubble mask instead. That'll help more with your macro. Trust me, it might not seem like a crazy big difference, but your progression will be very different just depending on if you macro or not. And by the way, if you would like a tutorial on how to macro, I will link one in the description of this video. Now, after you do get those items, that's when you officially want to go for 35 bees. You must have 35 bees before you move on at all in this stage, because this is where we're going to start transitioning from your mid game to sort of your late game. Now, it's at this stage you're actually going to be getting your first spirit petal and hopefully be saving up for your first end game mask. The very next piece of gear you should be going for is actually the petal belt. And yes, the petal belt is actually the best thing to use your first spirit petal on. I'll tell you this piece of information now. The order in which you should be using your spirit petals is petal belt, petal wand, and then windy bee. Actually, that's not entirely true, because there's actually a lot of people that will go for windy bee first and the petal belt last, because honestly the petal belt isn't crazy good. So actually, yeah, I'm changing it. Petal belt, windy bee, then petal wand. But there is a slight chance that you won't be buying the petal belt, at least not now. The only reason you shouldn't be buying the petal belt right now is if you have 5 diamond eggs, and if so, then you should be going for the diamond mask. If you don't have enough diamond eggs for the diamond mask, don't worry, just go for the petal belt as normal and then go for the diamond mask after. But if you have the eggs, definitely go for it first. Now, all throughout this grind of trying to get the petal belt and the diamond mask, you're going to be trying to reach 45 bee slots. You don't need to have exactly 45, but your goal is to get 45 before you actually get the coconut clogs, which we'll get to in a second. So just a quick rundown. Right now you have the petal belt and the diamond mask, and you're trying to get 45 bee slots while also grinding for the coconut canister. It doesn't matter if you hit 45 bees and then get the canister or vice versa. The order doesn't exactly matter. Your goal is just to go for both. And once you actually have the coconut canister, that's when you're going to start grinding for the coconut boots. So of course, course, once again, just a quick reminder, it goes 45 bees, coconut canister, then coconut boots. And even once you get these two items, don't stop defeating your coconut crab regularly and trying to get the tropical drinks, because you're gonna need 1,500 of them later for the coconut belt, so please don't waste them. All of your items are still extremely valuable because now you're officially reaching endgame, or at least the very, very beginning of endgame. Once you have your coconut gear, that's most likely when you're gonna obtain your second spirit petal, which you should use for Windy Bee, and it's around this time the game will become extremely, extremely hive color focused. Once you have your second spirit petal and the coconut gear, the goal is that you've already discovered 40 gifted bee types and you can officially unlock the Supreme Star Amulet. This is of course when you choose your first hive color. If you don't have a Supreme Star Amulet, then don't choose a hive color, otherwise it's extremely inefficient. Now, if you're just starting off and all you know is that white hives make a ton of honey, so you try to go early white, please don't. Being a white hive is extremely expensive. It's possible to do early game, but it's very, very hard. You will be making a lot more honey actually if you go early blue. You want to try to go for a pop star on your Supreme Star Amulet and slowly work on transitioning into a blue hive. And please make sure you macro if possible. Keep in mind, macro isn't meant to play the game for you, it's meant to be a tool. Bee Swarm Simulator progression is still very playable, and if you think macro makes the game boring, then you're macroing wrong, because this is a stage where you're going to want to start, if possible, doing as many Bucko Bee quests as possible. Macro does help with this, but honestly, they're still very effective. You just do them manually. I did most of my Riley Bee quests manually for the dark side, so I highly recommend it. Don't be discouraged if you can't macro. You're going to be just fine, don't worry. This is actually the part in the progression where you're going to buy your first major planter. Well, for starters, you actually want to go for the petal wand first, then get 50 bees. Do not move on if you do not have the petal wand and 50 bees. But once you do, that's when you're going to buy either the petal planter or the tide popper. Now, this is only if you're going to be a blue hive, keep in mind. If you can macro a ton, go for the tide popper. If you can't, go for the petal planter first. Now, if you're planning on being a red hive, your goal is to get the dark scythe, then the demon mask, then the heat treated planter, then the petal planter and hydroponic planters, and then the gummy boots. Although you'll probably get the gummy boots much, much sooner because you just need to get your daily glues. And if you're going to be a white hive, your goal is to get the gummy baller, the gummy mask, and the gummy boots. Of course, if you're switching hive colors, also make sure you get the respectable star amulet, pop stars for blue hives, scorching stars for red hives, and gummy stars for white hives. Just keep in mind that being a white hive, once again, is extremely expensive, so I wouldn't recommend switching until later game. But that is your complete progression guide. After that, it's just a matter of try and level up your bees a crazy ton, get the coconut belt, and somehow manage to get the planter of plenty. But you'll do that all in your own due time. So thank you so much for watching, Bee Swarmers. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video.